What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Select 90s Sabretooth figure. Picked this guy up last week, and looks pretty cool from Marvel Select. You got your basic Marvel Select packaging in the front. It says Sabretooth on the side here. He's got kind of claw marks going on the side here. He does come with a display base and a couple few accessories with him. Turning it to the side here, you have a nice depiction of a comic book accurate Sabretooth right there. On the back, you have your picture of the figure and all he comes with. And then you have the other two figures in the wave, which is the 90s Jim Lee Wolverine. Or just the, I guess, I don't know, Wolverine there in general. I'm not going to say Jim Lee because maybe it's technically not Jim Lee. I would say maybe he's more of the 80s Wolverine with the belt buckle. I don't think Jim Lee, the Jim Lee version had the belt buckle. I think it just had the X-Men logo on his belt. So I take that back. There's a Marvel Girl as well. And there's a little read-up right there. If you want to read it, you can. Pause it. Go ahead. Okay. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get Sabretooth out of packaging and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with Sabretooth out of packaging, and I gotta say he looks really, really good. This is the Sabretooth that, you know, I remember for the most part being my kind of default look for Sabretooth in his suit here with these big horns coming out of his, I guess if you want to call it the horns or whatever you want to call it, coming out of his suit here, and remember him stabbing Wolverine with him. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is probably the best Sabretooth in figure form, in my opinion. Now, to each their own, everybody's got their own opinion and stuff like that, but I think scale-wise, I mean, Sabretooth is supposed to be, he's a bigger guy. He's supposed to be around 6'6", 6'7". So, I mean, if you want to do, I'll do a quick size comparison here, just have him stand it up. But he's naturally molded in this kind of hunched over look. But here he is standing up next to Wolverine. I think this is a good size right here because, I mean, Sabretooth, he might be around 6'6", 6'7", but he's also much bulkier than Wolverine. Wolverine's supposed to be much smaller than Sabretooth. So I think this is a good size for the both of them. And then here we go with another size comparison real quick with the Build-A-Figure Green Goblin, which is based on the Hulk body mold from the movie series. And I think this is a good size because the Hulk is supposed to be around 7 feet tall. So I think that's a really good size right there. And I think, you know, Sabretooth, even though this being a Marvel Select and this being a Marvel Legend, he's still taller than Sabretooth here, and it makes sense. So I think he's in good scale with Marvel Legends, to be honest with you. Now, sculpt-wise is where he's really winning here. As far as his face and everything, I mean, it's pretty menacing face. Very well done sculpt. I like how the hair's got some black paint shading going throughout it. It looks really good. There's also some paint detail going throughout his mane here. Looks really good. Also looks really good. All the line work looks pretty well. I took a good quick once-over look for the line work, and everything looks pretty well done. I don't see any real lines missing or anything like that. No bleeding through, really. Maybe the line work could have been a little bit, maybe the paint, actually I shouldn't say line work, but maybe the paint could have been a little bit better on the thigh, inner thigh here. It seems like it gets a little bit lighter of a red color as opposed to being up here, but maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe like there's a little bit of a, it looks like a little bit of black paint shading going throughout the collar up here. So, and there's dogs barking downstairs. Yes, there is. There we go. Now they shut up. Okay. But anyway, looks pretty good. Like I said, he's the right size in my opinion. I think he looks really good. As far as his articulation goes, his head does move side to side on a swivel. It does also have a disc, so you can have him look down. It's a little stiff for being new. He doesn't really look up too much. He just kind of looks eye level. So there you go with that. His arms move up about that far. So not the best range of motion there, but I mean, you get what you need, I think. It's on a disc joint, and it can swivel and do a full 360. No bicep swivel because he's got a swivel at the elbow, and he's got a hinge at the elbow as well. He also has a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge, which is much needed for this character. There must be some sort of paint defect right there. Point that out real quick. A little bit of a paint defect, but that's probably only with mine. Still a little annoying though. No ab crunch, he just has a waist swivel. He's got these T-jointed hips, but they're kind of wide jointed actually. So they're probably wide jointed, and then you got to swivel the knee to keep it straight, and then it kind of goes cockeyed there. I don't know why they would do that, but oh well. But still, you can bend the knee and get it straight because it's got a swivel at the knee as well as the splits right here. So there you go. And he's got a single bend at the knee, and there's the swivel again going side to side, and the knee joint is hidden by the sculpted portion right here. He also has an ankle hinge and a swivel, but no pivot. Would have preferred a pivot right there, but still, I mean, he stands fine. You can get him into a few, you know, your typical crouching over, hunching over Sabretooth poses that you want to get him into, you know, that you are normally used to seeing Sabretooth in, I guess. But I don't know. For the most part, I think he's really a really good pickup, to be honest with you. I'll definitely give this guy 2 thumbs up. I'm going to do a couple other comparisons with other Sabretooths, so stay with me and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with this Sabretooth comparison. And as you can see, yes, I do have a defected Sabretooth, Marvel Legends Sabretooth. But this Sabretooth blows this Sabretooth out of the water. It absolutely just... It makes you realize how much of a miss this figure was, and what we should have gotten from Marvel Legends, to be honest with you. I don't have the Toy Biz version. I don't really like that Toy Biz version. He just seems a little clunky and kind of gorilla shaped to me. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. But this is probably going to be the Sabretooth to get for me. I'm probably not going to bother with getting any other Sabretooth. So there you go with that. Another thing I wanted to point out is very strange. Here's the display base. Let me just set him back here. Here's the display base. I wanted to point out, I might actually be picking up the Face Off 2-pack. That might be the other Sabretooth I do want to get, because that's actually a really nice figure. But this display base kind of missed the point, I guess, because when you compare this, what you get, I don't know. I don't even know what this is technically, what it would be, but over here in the picture, there's much more going on with that display base right there, as opposed to what you get. I mean, you're missing all of this stuff in the front here, and it's only got that piece, this piece in the back portion, that piece, and this sign. What happened to all of this stuff? It's just not here. I don't quite understand that. But I mean, if you're going to show this is what it comes with, then give us that. But that's another thing that just kind of was odd to me, because this is all you get. I don't know. It's kind of a lackluster display base. You probably could use it for some ACBA stuff. I don't know. I don't really use display bases, so I might just sell it, to be honest with you. But bringing Sabretooth back in here, like I said, definitely 2 thumbs up for this figure. He doesn't have the best articulation. He's not going to have a Marvel Legends articulation, but you can get him in any pose you would normally want to get a Sabretooth figure into. If I could fix one thing or add one thing to this figure, I would probably add probably better thighs, thigh articulation here, or maybe an ab crunch. One of those two. So, or actually maybe an ankle pivot, but he actually doesn't really. This figure's not hurting too bad from not having an ankle pivot. So, probably go for the thighs. Have better thigh articulation. So. But anyway, like I said, totally a must-get here, especially if you're looking for a 90s Sabretooth. This is the one to get. Skip the Toy Biz version and just go for the Marvel Select, because he's the right size, good bulk, great sculpting. It just really reminds me of the 90s look for Sabretooth, and even the cartoon, too. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, I would totally recommend this figure. Go out and get him. He's very well done. And, yeah, I will see you guys on the flip side.